Alright, I'm having a look at a replay of SenchaSleepless playing gangplank mid against Ari. Now the matchup against Ari is not great, but it's not one of the worst either. Adorn's ring start is good because she's going to start off by Qing the wave level 1. And she's going to do that pretty much every wave if she's not trying to harass you with it. So you want to have enough Qs and Ws to fight off the harass and stay in lane long enough so you can go back and get significant items. Because you're going to have to use your W a lot, because every time you get hit by pretty much anything, especially a charm, you're going to have to use it to heal and not be in a position to get all in with Ignite and die. And Dorn's Ring really helps with staying in the lane like that. You're going to get more experience by just staying in lane longer. Corrupting Potion is pretty much unnecessary against Ari. You don't really ever trade with her outside of random Qs and maybe a double barrel combo with an auto attack. And so it's pretty much unused. And Mana Crystal, an early Sheen is unnecessary against Ari. You don't need to go back at Sheen Gold to push back because her wave clear isn't as good as Victor's or Azir's. She won't always have you at tower. But anyway, when you start the lane against Ari and she's not queuing, you want to force her to actually use it on the wave instead of on you. So you want to be constantly attacking the melees, and then as soon as she queues, you want to sidestep the second part. And right there, you could have queued the Ari. Right now, you're doing all right. You really want to look for an opportunity to queue her because level 1 is the easiest because you pretty much can't retaliate, especially if her queue's down. And when you have your passive up, it's pretty much the perfect moment to try to go for a Q on a ranged laner. You can use the passive, get the movement speed, run in, Q, and then with the last bit of the movement speed boost, run out before they can auto attack you more than once. Right there, she misses orb, so you can throw a Q her away because she has nothing to fight you with. Against champions like Ari or Lux, you have to abuse their cooldowns to stay present in the lane. They use the Q, make sure they feel it. You could have tried a triple barrel on Ari there, would have been fine. Push the wave back a bit with Q, get a bit of damage on her. So right there, a Q is risky because you're running straight at her and pretty much opening yourself up for a perfect Q for her. So you really want to have your Qs come in at an angle and be able to immediately juke to the side after you shoot it, so you don't get pummeled too hard. Right there, when a cannon creep is getting attacked by the tower and it looks like it's going to die to it, you want to if you have passive up, you want to save it for that and auto attack it, immediately Q it. Even if you don't get the last hit with Q, it's fine because you're probably going to get it with your passive. GP can get pretty much every cannon creep under tower unless he's being pressured. Right there, yeah, she misses charm, you go for the Q, that's good. Now you took minion aggro because you Q'd her and you don't walk into the minions after that. After a Q, if you're not going to all in or go for a big trade, you want to walk back to cancel a ranged aggro you got and make sure that their minions don't follow you for too long and start attacking your minions once again. But you really have to punish harass, especially from someone like Ari when she misses a charm or throws out an orb for the minions. When you're low level, when you don't have items and are low level, and you can't you can't auto attack to kill a minion under tower, you have to auto Q it, or Q it if you're level 5. Or no, level 7. Level 7 without items is enough to kill a range creep with 1 tower shot. Unless you have 80 marks, then level 5 is enough. See right there, you can drop the barrel, immediately auto attack it. Because an auto attack at the early levels is pretty much no different from a Q, and it's even better because after you auto, they're going to be slowed, you're going to have the speed boost, and you can Q them, get the bandit, and still run out because they're slow and you have the speed boost. It's a way better trade than just simply Qing, because Q also has a cast time. Q is easier to outplay if they attack your barrel because it has a cast time, it has a travel time. An auto attack is way better at the early levels, and pretty much the only reason you use Q is because of the range or the extra damage or trying to triple barrel. Auto attacks are really good. When someone's in the process of attacking your barrels, so that's good. You could have auto attacked and Q there though. When someone's in the process of attacking your barrels, and you see that they're going to get it before you can drop another barrel and an auto attack or a Q, just auto attack and immediately pop the barrel, get the speed boost, hit the minions who are close, deny them the gold. So that's good. Get her while she's last hitting. Make sure to immediately start juking to the right or to the left to dodge a follow-up. Don't walk out of the minions when she has her spells up. You just walked in front to last hit a minion. Definitely not worth it. You took a ton of harass. Right now you just hit 6. So you're going to be looking to ult something, because this is the best moment to do it whenever you just got a point in it. So level 6, 11, and 16, although at 16 you'll be out of laning phase for a long time already. But a better way to do it is to look at the map. So right now you see Yi in their jungle, and he just got destroyed by Xin Zhao. Nothing much you could have done there, but you did want to look there earlier, because if someone's in a position where they might be attacked, you really just want to look over and see if they're going to be attacked. Then if they get attacked, immediately drop an ult and go back to your lane. Because right now you can see bot is not fighting. Nasus is in a bit of a weird spot, so you definitely want to have a look at that instead of just trying to barrel the wave. Alright, there you're looking around instead of just looking at the minimap, which costs you CS and the ability to push back. So you want to use the minimap as much as possible and actually move your camera only when you think an ult might actually be happening, and not just scout for an ult. Or if you are going to do that, put your mouse on the minimap and do it really quickly. Just sweep it across the screen and press spacebar to go back. But even then, you're probably just going to lose time. Because right there, if you look at the minimap, you know they're not fighting. And they're probably not going to be low either, because your bot isn't low, hasn't used their ults. Oh wait, they don't have ult. Never mind. But your bot isn't low either, and if you press tab, you see that they haven't used any summoners. That's also a thing to look out for. Just occasionally press tab, check summoners of your team, because that might mean they have just fought and the enemy might be low. So right there, after getting the passive on Ahri, on the minion, you can walk over Q Ahri. She's out of mana right now. She's completely useless. You can just drop barrels and push out the wave. Force her to go base because it's at her tower. You can be pushing way harder. She has nothing to punish you with. Just walk into melee with all the creeps, start attacking them. She cannot pressure you. There's nothing to be scared of. Just Q her every chance you get. Force her out of lane. Use barrels to harass her and push the wave. Because right now you're just letting her farm for free, even though she has no mana. So this is incredibly risky what you're doing right here. You have no idea where their Xin Zhao is. Ahri got a bit of mana back. Is still mid. She can charm ult and W with her mana. And with that, she could have, if Xin Zhao was there, they could have easily forced a flash, maybe even an exhaust, onto you, and could have, if she had ignite, she could have even killed you. And Xin Zhao had flash as well. So if you're looking to ward deep, you have to look. You either want wards wherever their jungler could come for you. You want very recent vision on their jungler, like 5 seconds ago. You need to have seen them at their blue buff if you're going to ward there, or top or bot lane ganking. So otherwise you're taking a big risk by dropping that ward. That isn't giving you that much of an advantage. Because you put the ward right next to Raptors in the open vision, which means if he smites Raptors, he's going to get the buff, immediately see your ward and clear it. It'll get rid of his Raptor buff, but with that Raptor buff he can still walk into the bush where people normally ward and clear anything that's there. So you're really not costing him anything. So right here is a fine time to just go base. And while you're going base, just pay a bit of extra attention to the minimap. You see Ahri teleporting in. And right now what you want to do is, because this Ahri has shit farm, shit items, and she plays like shit, you don't need the fades for the extra health, so you just get cooldown reduction. You just get the stinger, so you can pressure the map more. Stinger means more Qs, more Es, more ults, which means you can farm more, you can ult more. Right here, you want to immediately ult that Quinn, because this fight is looking to be close. That's a really close fight, and if Quinn kited back for one more shot, he would have won that. So you want to In a fight that's going to be close, you want to immediately ult. And a fight that looks like it's a definite win for your team, you might want to ult. You might want to either keep your ult or try to take the kill with your ult. But if a fight is close, just drop the ult immediately, so you get the wave of damage, and then they have to move out of it, and that gives whoever's fighting more of a chance, because they're busy moving out and they can't attack perfectly while also moving out of your ult. Also, if you're trying to do barrels while you have Sheen, don't drop a barrel, auto attack a minion, and then Q it, because it'll consume your Sheen proc. You're going to want to wait the 2 seconds for Sheen to come off cooldown, and then Q the barrel. Unless it's a situation where you can get every minion just without Sheen, by just the AD you have. And if there's 2 minions in Q range, just in the range where they're going to be killed by your Q, just drop a barrel on it, and you can Q it then and get both of them. So right there, you saw that Ahri was looking to last hit your barrel, and that's a really easy way to get free harass on them, because if they're just walking straight to your barrel, you know what they're going to do. So what you do is you drop a second barrel, auto attack it, Q them, and run away with your speed boost, and they're slow. And almost no champion can retaliate from that. Also, when you get charmed by Ahri, you know what the follow-up is. She's going to immediately Q and W. W doesn't have cast time, it's not a skill shot, so you can't avoid it. So pretty much all you have to watch out for it is the Q. And because you have your W to immediately cleanse the charm, you can use it and then juke down or up to dodge the second hit from her Q, which is most of Ahri's damage. Also, in a situation like this, you're going to be scared of an Ahri all-in, so you want to just use your W, use potions, heal up, make sure you don't drop below 60% HP against Ahri, because her all-in is very strong against you, because your mobility is really bad, and your ability to hit her with a barrel while she has 3 flashes up is incredibly difficult. And if you're chasing someone, and you have a phage and passive up, definitely just hit a minion next to you, because it's going to give you your passive boost and it's going to give you your phage boost. So right there, what you should have done is ulted her as soon as she dropped low enough for your ult to kill her. Because if she moved out of vision and stayed out of vision instead of you getting it back, you wouldn't have known where to ult and you might have missed her. Because she could have went either down or up, but you got vision, so you still got it, but that's the thing to watch out for. It's really important to secure as much kills as possible. Also, when you have Sheen, it allows you to drop a barrel over the wall by Wraiths or Raptors, and Q it and get all the small ones, which is incredibly good for GP, because they normally give 10 gold or 9 gold at the really early stages, and if you Q them to last hit, it gives 6 extra gold at level 9, which is a 60% increase on every Raptor, and also 24 Serpents. So the small rates are really valuable for Gangplank, because you can take them very easily, very quickly, and they give you quite a lot back for it. It's like 50 gold just for those. That's 2 extra minions. So it's really strong to keep in mind to do that, because you want to farm up, you want to get your ult upgrades, you want to get your Triforce, you want to get your Ghost Blade, i.e. you want to get your items as soon as possible, so you can really dominate in the mid game by just being a lot more powerful than your opponents. So right here, you don't know where Ahri is, so she's probably going to throw a charm over the wall to stop you from clearing that pink. So after every hit on the pink, you want to move to the side a little, because otherwise you're making it really easy for her to hit you with a charm and just harass you really badly. Now that's good, and after doing that, what you probably want to do with an auto attack, you could have walked up, Q'd her, and even with the Q, you could still walk up. She was incredibly slowed. You had your passive back because you reset it, which allows you to run up to her, slap her again, get the speed boost from Phage, get the speed boost from your passive, and just run her down and force her to use her ult. Because at this point in the game, you win a 1v1 because of your Triforce. Also, if someone's running away really far, just give up the triple barrel, hit the barrel with an auto attack to give you the speed, and run them down. That ult was good, because you immediately ulted on top of Leona ult, which pretty much guaranteed 2 hits, because of Leona would have followed up with the stun, and 2 hits from a Gangplank ult early game is incredibly powerful. That Xin Zhao is not pressuring you. You could have honestly dove him together with Leona. He's level 8, he went either warrior or blood razor, so he has no sustainability. He didn't go Cinderhulk or even a ruby crystal, so you didn't need to be scared of him. You could have just let him engage on you, pop the barrel under your feet, deal about 400 plus damage to him. Leona goes in, and he's pretty much instantly dead. You don't always have to be scared of people just because you're at the tower. Also, you generally don't want to do that because your Q, using your Q in melee is just a waste of mana. It's a waste of the cooldown. You want to use it to pop a barrel, especially early game. If you're in the really early game, at this point it doesn't really matter because you have a ton of mana and you probably won't ever run out anymore. But in the early game, you're going to want to queue a lot of minions because they're going to be zoning you off. You're going to have to queue them. And if you spend the time that you're safe queuing minions in melee, you're wasting mana that you're going to need later for either heals or more Qs. Right there, she was moving in to hit your barrel again. Just drop a new barrel at her feet and auto attack it. An auto attack is way faster than a Q. It does less damage, but it still applies the sheen. And it also allows you to follow up with a Q, which is a combo that does more damage in total. As GP, you can apply a ton of pressure in laning phase to people who don't know what they're doing, and to people who don't know how to deal with gangplank, and who overextend on his barrels and try to abuse his weak early game in the wrong way. So you can punish that really hard if you just know how to play the gangplank strengths. That's a fine triple barrel, but again, you just want to keep pushing on it. You can just run up to her. She's going to try to charm you. You cleanse it. You Q her. And then she's a lot lower. She's going to have to be forced out of lane. You can fight that. You could have immediately dropped a barrel at your feet, ulted, used a potion, because you still haven't used any of those the whole game. Really should have done that early game. Use your potions when you get low, or you're going to be all in by their jungler. I'm not going to comment too much on failed combos, because there's not a whole lot to say. Just practice more, and you'll do them right. See right there? That's not a good ult. You knew two people over the wall. You knew Tristana was in a really shit spot. She was either guaranteed dead or was going to flash. So you want to drop the ult. So you either want to drop the ult in the middle of the wall, so you get Tristana and the people over the wall, or you want to drop it, over the wall, so you just get the people over the wall and Tristana if she flashes. That's really bad. Again, juke to the side of REQ. You can't just let it hit you for free every time. It's really important that you learn how to juke abilities like that. Victor E, the second wave after he gets his first upgrade, walk to the side. Some abilities cannot be outrun. REQ is one of them. If you get hit with the first one, you are going to get hit with the second one if you don't move to the side, because it applies its damage. It switches damage to true damage at the end of its range. So if you get hit with the first one, you are guaranteed to get hit with the second one if you don't go to the sides or flash over it. Even dashing through it with something like Lucian Dash is going to get you hit again most of the time. So juke to the sides with that ability. It's incredibly important. And it's really the way to win that matchup, because so much of her damage comes from that second Q, because it's true damage. It's going to also apply Thunderlords together with an auto attack. So if she decides to harass you with Q auto attack, again, you can win that. As soon as you saw Quinn, you should have not barreled those minions. You should have barreled towards Quinn, autoed the barrel, and then Q'd Quinn and just started attacking her. She's incredibly squishy. You have Triforce. This is one of your biggest power spikes. An early Triforce with a hammer gives you 45% CDR. Your Q is at a 2.7 second cooldown right now. You could have reset your passive on her. You still have ult. Could have absolutely destroyed her. You have ult with upgrade right there. Ult right on top of that Xin Zhao. That's good. Should have done it a bit earlier, but you're still fine. And this is a really good fight. What you want to do there was wait a bit longer so you could try for the triple barrel, because you had it. If you have 3 barrels in a fight, you want to go for it. So right there, you can just stand in that bush, wait for the Tristana, and Q her. You waited way too long with that and let Tristana kill Jace. You could have attempted to save him from Tristana. He probably still would have died, but it would have maybe also kept Master Yi from dying. If you can finish someone off with a Q, and you know you can, go for it as soon as your Q is going to come off cooldown. You don't even need to go in when your Q's off cooldown. Just walk up at like 0.5 seconds on the cooldown timer. Go towards them, Q, kill them, get the phage boost, run away. At this point in the game, your cookies are pretty much useless. Just get rid of those. No reason to keep them in your inventory. Although actually that's not great advice, ignore that. But yeah. Shame is, that's the end of this replay. It cuts to a short after this. So that's all I have to say for now. I'm probably going to do more Gangplank replay reviews in the future. And this is it for now.